the consequences.
People were going to die!
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.
You are now entering the fifth dimension of ascension. Our only intention is to take you high.
Alright, so I just got back from watching Superman. I just had to hop on the horn, give y'all a couple of toots about what I observed. And I don't know. I thought he cooked with this. And I don't know, the jury's out. I don't know, did he cook with this? We're going to have to find out. So, like, the story starts off. This is how I know, like, alright, this Superman thing is reaching a crescendo. Like, I feel like this might be peak Superman. I don't think it goes any higher than this. I feel like we've wrung this character dry because we've heard this origin story so much that they're just like, alright, let's just drop y'all off right in the middle. Right? Let's just, alright, throw up some dialogue on the screen. Y'all did that for Star Wars, right? Alright, yeah, do the same shit. But make it creative, right? Everything is a 3. But then on the other hand, if you look at it from the occult side, it's like, alright, they're actually cooking here because they're starting you off in the middle of your story, right? Because the thing about it, I don't know if anybody's caught on yet, but Superman is a metaphor for melanin. So the melanated beings, like everybody has melanin, that's a known fact, but it's something about that sun-absorbing chemical, hormone, molecule. I guess that's the proper word, is molecule, melanin. It's like you can't disconnect that from the sun and all of the properties, like the scientific guys, they get into it and they can break it down. I've heard it, but trust me, this melanin shit is lit. So that's why those who have it in abundance are Superman. Superman is just another way of saying this race of man. Superman. So that's what this whole movie is about. It's about you, melanated being. Actually, the star-seeded melanated man. So there was melanin on this planet, but it came from Sirius and it's activated in a different way under our sun. And that's essentially what this Superman is about. So we understand there's a very particular type of people that utilize their melanin in the highest possible way. So this isn't necessarily on a racial level, but this is just talking how things are beneath the surface, behind the scenes, as you put it. So we start the movie with Superman down bad. So that is a symbol of you. You're down bad at this point. They mark it as it's the first time you've lost the battle. And that's essentially this entire story with America. Like, this is our lost battle and we're struggling to fight this at first. So this is how we start this story. And Clark is just, he's out. The only thing that's going to carry him is his dog. And the dog gets him to the door. And what has to lift him up? The robots. The robots have to heal him and translate and do all of this work. It felt a little out of place, but realistically, like, the robots are symbolic of this AI push that we have. So these robots that we use are going to be able to uplift us and give us abilities beyond even our melanated abilities, right? They don't have to rise to the same level as us, but they can help us get what we need, which is the sun. So we can utilize this technology. So we start there, and then he goes right back into battle. He's like, all right, we gotta knock it down, and he gets his ass whipped again. So this is the time you get to see him get beat. You're like, oh yeah, this is pretty bad. So he gets beaten to the ground, and he's trying to take off, and people are like, yo, chill, fall back, chill, you good, we got you. And the people's rocking with him, so that's how it is with you, Melanin Being. Like, people want to look out for us, but we have like this outward enemy that wants to denigrate our character, right? And that's where Lex Luthor comes in. Lex Luthor is obviously, it's not as simple as, all right, this is the corporatocracy or white people. It's not that simple. Like, you need to understand, like, you're a very particular person. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are heavily melanated, but there's a very particular people that's embedded into this earth. Meta-humans, as they put it. Like, that's within certain people, regardless of race. So when I talk about Lex Luthor, although his character is betrayed by a white person, that archetype is just the scared baseline human being. They're fearful, rightfully so, for the interference that you cause just by being around. Like, you stand for truth and justice. You can't help but just be like, yo, we gotta do right by certain people. That's just in you, right? We're not in that heightened state where we can really run the show, because we know what situation we're in, right? But we still have that within us, where we're the ones who are going to stand up and do right by a code of honor. That's the character that we live within, right? We live within that character of striving for high morality. But we have a shadow. And that shadow is what they cast out into the world as this evil thing. Like us being aliens, we're here to spread our seed. Like, this whole thing was crazy because it was almost like they kept searing in. Like, once Lex Luthor exposed this message to the people, then all of a sudden it was just about, like, you got a harem. That was the thing, like, a harem. I think he said it like 5 times, talking about, like, spreading of the seed. Because, you know, top level, like, specimen is going to be able to garner attention from multiple women, multiple earth women, as they put it in the Bible. Like, the daughters of man are quite beautiful or something like that. I don't even know. But yeah, so they exposed Superman's character to the masses with the shadow at the front. And that shadow is what people are afraid of. And you can see it, like, all right, well, we're just going to obfuscate who he is. Oh, he's helping out your enemies, bro. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's an alien with superpowers. He can do whatever you want. Yeah, you're going to have to hold him down. So in their mind, they're rightfully keeping this being at bay because they fear what this being can do. This super being, which is, again, the melanated organism, which isn't just one cell. It's the actual flow of people. That's the Superman, right? So they put this white face on there to kind of characterize it for most people. But that's the hero in this story. So it's weird that the same people who are putting out this hero, in a way, they flip it on you, because it's almost like they hold you to this responsibility. It's like you can't step out of being like, Superman does not kill, Superman does not harm, right? This programming, and it goes back to like the Martin Luther King days. Like, all right, well, we're non-violent people. So this is all embedded in the story. Like, this is who your character is. It doesn't have to be, but this is who it is. So you get put up front. You understand on a deep level, like, this is me. I'm Superman. I'm part of this super being. So I must uphold myself in a certain type of way. It's deep level programming in this movie. So I don't know if he cooked or if we're cooked. I don't know. This shit is wild when you think about it. So it's a bittersweet thing. It's like I don't want to like this movie for how much it obfuscates the truth. It essentially puts this shadow in the forefront for people. It's like it does it in the movie, like that's a part of the movie plots. But actually, in putting this movie out, it casts a shadow over people because people don't see it for what it actually is. This is like 3 levels deep for most people. Like most people like, yo, he beat the motherfucking bad guys. I'm cool. That shit was dope as shit. Damn, he got with Lois Lane at the end. Oh, wow. Basic shit like that. But for the initiated, the person who at least pays attention, was like, wait, there's some subtext here. And then when you understand the subtext, you realize there's subtext even below that. So Lex Luthor is the people making this movie. They're putting your character on display for people. And they're keeping you locked in this mindset, just like they locked Superman up. This is like the most heinous shit I've ever seen in my life. Where it's like it keeps people in this paradigm of thinking. But it also keeps them at bay. Like they're not going to do anything because they're trained as a people, as a society, to kind of be subservient. Like that's where the whole message got off for Superman. That's where his whole character was broken in the public, was because he got this message from his parents that he's supposed to lord over these people. And that's what they fear. That's what Lex Luthor fears. That's what your enemies fear, Starseed. Right? So if you understand, all right, this is what they fear. Oh, okay. Well, look, I'm just here to serve. And that's what they want you to do. Just serve us, right? You can have one woman, you can have one, that's it, bro. But don't do all of that. Don't. And then you're programmed to do it. So it's crazy. It's just like, I didn't even get into like my notes. Like I literally just started talking and it just went off. You know, there was so much to that movie. Like it was a well done movie. Like I'll say this, like, because earlier when I watched Sinners, I kind of had a similar mindset where I could respect the artistry of how the movie was done, but beneath the surface, the subtext is so much going on I can't necessarily agree with, right? So understanding this isn't my narrative, this isn't my story, I'm naturally against it because I see what's going on. If you're with their narrative and you're just going along with it, you're just existing within this little sandbox that they have for you. And essentially, they say the movie is good, you enjoy the movie. You make the movie good, it's good. That was a good movie. But it felt like a good lashing. It felt like, all right, look, we're gonna keep milking this. Like we're gonna keep milking this idea, right? We're gonna keep the truth one layer away from understanding. There's not gonna be enough juice for anybody to really get into it. But I'm still gonna put it out there because people need to understand like the deep subtext within these movies are aimed directly back at you, the viewer. Obviously they're projecting this image, but when you're able to look through it, you can see, all right, they're projecting an image, so let me move according to that, right? So you have to go in. You can't close your eyes, say, I don't want to see this, I don't watch that shit. You literally got to watch it like, all right, well, what are they yapping about now? Like, what are they going in for now? And that's just the way you got to move. It's unfortunate, but I guess that's what I signed up for. That's what I signed up coming here to this planet to do, is to look at all of these imps and orcs and all these giant monsters that come in, and I have to defeat them. I have to serve this planet, even though they're gonna hate me because they think I'm gonna have a harem for whatever reason. But it just goes to show you, like, if you're out here and you saw this movie, then you should connect with this. If you got it this far, that means you should have connected with what I'm saying, and you need to start moving accordingly. But if you just like, bro, you out there and you still here, like, please just take a moment and just think. Like, I just started this with just a clear bridge that Superman is a metaphor for melanated people. And again, everyone has melanin. It's how you use it that counts.